Hi everyone, Tridip here from TGT and welcome to another iOS update video. Apple has already released iOS 14.6 Beta 1. Both developer and public beta are available. Along with that, Apple also released iPadOS 14.6 Beta 1, watchOS 7.5 Beta 1, tvOS 14.6 Beta 1 and macOS Big Sur 11.4 Beta 1. I have already made a separate video for the Big Sur 11.4 Beta 1. Do check it out after this one. Now we are in a very rare situation where we have three different iOS versions running at the same time. We have the iOS 14.4.2 public version, then we have the iOS 14.5 release candidate, and now we have the iOS 14.6 Beta 1. The latest build number is 18F5046F. This beta came in around 4.52 GB on my iPhone 12 mini. It was 3.7 GB on this iPad 6th generation and 3.9 GB on this iPhone 7. The reason behind being it that large is because we are switching from 14.5 release candidate to a beta version. Before update, the available free space was 28.29 GB. And after update, the available free space is 28.14 GB out of 64 GB. The most important thing in this version is that there is a modem update in this version, so network and cellular connectivity should improve in case you are facing any issues. In the developer's release note Apple mentioned here, you can now directly update your iOS or iPadOS device to the latest release candidate without removing the beta profile. After updating to the release candidate, you can choose to update to the next available beta or uninstall your device from the beta program. What does it mean actually? Have a look at here. This is an iPhone XR and I have the iOS 14.5 release candidate installed here. That is why it's saying that iOS is up to date because this is the last stable release candidate version. Now at the bottom, see here that it says also available iOS 14.6. That is the iOS 14.6 Beta 1 we are talking about. If you tap on that, it will take you to the beta update page. So your iPhone can still check for the latest beta even if the automatic update is turned off. So that is something new Apple has introduced with iOS 14.6. The next thing that is new is the provision for the podcast subscription service. Apple mentioned in the spring-loaded event that from the May 2021, Apple will introduce premium subscription to help grow the podcast creators. So in the podcast tab, if you go to the account section, you can see the manage subscription option here. It is still not activated though, but if you tap on that, it will take you to your app subscription page. So podcast will be added here pretty soon. Another thing that improved for me is the automatic music transfer to the HomePod while using Apple Music app. Now it works flawlessly. The iOS 14.6 Beta 1 also have some changes in the Xcode as well. Now something that I missed in the iOS 14.5 RC update, that we now have a new purple wallpaper in the wallpaper category. That is of course for the newly announced iPhone 12 or 12 mini purple. So you will get this once you update to iOS 14.5. Now as this is an early beta, we could have some bugs in it. One thing that I always mention, that if you are facing an issue, do report it to Apple by using this feedback app. This is the main motto of using a beta version. Some are saying that the green tint issue is back again. It was gone in iOS 14.5, but now with 14.6, I am seeing some posts and images saying that the green tint issue is back for some devices. Now I never faced this personally in this device, but many fellow YouTubers are mentioning it. Some are also saying that the Wi-Fi disconnection issues are back as well, but one thing that has been solved is the Bluetooth switching issue or the automatic switching issues among the devices for the AirPods. Now about the battery life, battery was great on iOS 14.5 even in this mini iPhone which I mentioned previously. Battery is also very good for this iPad 6th Gen as well, but not so good for this iPhone 7. For battery performance in iOS 14.6, well, it needs some time to test, but we just hope Apple will keep the good battery life going. Overall, iOS 14.6 Beta 1 is running nice and smoothly in this iPhone 12 mini with some hiccups here and there while loading the app for the first time, and that should happen in this early beta. As I mentioned, I am also using this beta on iPhone 7 as well. This is a rose gold iPhone 7. all the things that I mentioned earlier is applicable for this device as well. It's running nice and smooth as well, but battery life is not that great. This may be for this particular device, but iPhone 7 is quite old already, so no complaints. With A10 Fusion chip, iPhone 7 is still a very capable device for your day-to-day task. Apple also released iPadOS 14.6 Beta 1 and I am running it on the iPad 6 Gen. I have to admit one thing, I am really impressed how good this device still runs with iPadOS 14.6 Beta 1. This device is quite a bit old, but it's still running superbly. Now, one thing I would like to mention which I missed in the iPadOS 14.5 RC version video is that iPadOS now supports emoji search directly, something which was only available to iOS 14.5 previously. I would like to thank my friend Ashutosh Agarwal for mentioning that over Twitter. Now, if you are interested about the benchmark score, here it is for the iPhone 12 mini. It is 1586 for the single core and 3917 for the multi-core, which seems to be really good. Now, if you look at the history here, you can see that the score is at par with the iOS 14.5. And here are the scores for all the devices that I mentioned here: iPad 6 Gen, iPhone 7 and iPhone 12 mini. So guys, this is my experience with iOS 14.6 beta 1 so far. iOS 14.5 public release should happen by this week. I would like to know your experience as well. So do write it down in the comment section below and do hit the like button and don't forget to subscribe to TGT, and I will see you in my next one. Peace.